It was the summer after my graduation when I realized that I had been in love with him for years, but I never knew it until that moment. His name was Lucas, and he was the kind of person you don't easily forget. We met when we were freshmen at university, two strangers thrown together in the chaos of new beginnings, new faces, and new places. At first, Lucas and I didn't seem to have much in common. He was the guy everyone knew, always surrounded by friends, always making everyone laugh with his quick wit and easy charm. I, on the other hand, was the quiet one, the girl who preferred books to parties, who could easily get lost in the world of ideas rather than people. But somehow, despite our differences, we became friends. It started with small things, him noticing when I was struggling in a class, offering help when I needed it. Then, it grew into something deeper. We would sit together between classes, talking about everything and nothing. We'd grab coffee, hang out in the library, or just walk around campus, lost in our own world. He was the first person who made me feel seen, not just for my grades or what I could contribute, but for who I really was. And the longer I spent with him, the more I realized that he was so much more than the easygoing, popular guy everyone saw. He was thoughtful, kind, and fiercely loyal to those he cared about. He had this quiet intensity to him, something that only those closest to him could see. It was in the way he listened, in the way he looked at people when they spoke, as if their words mattered to him, but I never let myself admit what I was really feeling. I told myself it was just a crush, just a fleeting feeling that would pass as soon as the semester was over. I didn't want to complicate our friendship. I didn't want to risk losing him. By the time summer came around, I had convinced myself that my feelings were nothing more than the result of being too close to him. I could ignore it, I told myself. I could move on. But that was before that one night, the night that would change everything. It was the night of our graduation party. After the ceremony, a group of us gathered at one of the bigger houses near campus to celebrate. The house was crowded, the air thick with excitement, laughter, and music. People were dancing, drinking, and celebrating the end of an era. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. I had spent so much of my time at university focused on school, on my future, that I hadn't stopped to enjoy these moments. And now, as I stood in the corner of the room, watching everyone around me, I realized that the one person I wanted to be with, the one person who made these moments feel meaningful, was Lucas. I hadn't seen him much that evening. He had been talking to friends, as he always did, but there was something in the way he moved through the crowd that made me feel like we were both drifting apart. Maybe it was because I hadn't told him how I felt. Maybe it was because I had kept my feelings hidden for so long. But that night, I couldn't ignore it any longer. I couldn't pretend that I wasn't in love with him. I found him later in the evening, standing by the back door, his face illuminated by the soft glow of the porch light. He was looking out at the night, his hands tucked into his pockets, his posture relaxed but thoughtful. "Hey," I said, my voice hesitant. He turned and smiled when he saw me. "Hey, there you are. I was wondering where you went off to." I smiled back, but there was a nervous flutter in my chest. "Just needed a break from all the noise. You know, it's been a crazy few days." He nodded. "I get that. It's hard to believe it's all over, isn't it?" "Yeah," I said, taking a step closer. "It feels surreal, like I don't even know what's next." We stood in comfortable silence for a moment, the sound of music and laughter drifting through the open door. I glanced at him, feeling the words I had been holding back for so long stirring inside me. The moment was perfect, and yet I was terrified. "Lucas, I need to tell you something," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. He turned to me, his expression softening. "What's up?" I looked into his eyes, searching for the courage to speak the truth. "I've been wanting to say this for a long time, and I don't know if it's too late, but I think I've been in love with you for a long time." I could feel the world around me slow down as the words left my mouth. I had said it. I had finally admitted what had been buried in my heart for so long. I looked away quickly, unsure of what to expect. But when I turned back to him, I saw that his face had changed. His eyes were no longer light and carefree. They were searching, almost vulnerable. "Lena," he said softly, stepping closer to me. "I've been trying to figure this out for months. I've been feeling the same way. I didn't know if I should say anything because I didn't want to mess things up. I thought you'd never feel the same." My heart raced as I took in his words. You've felt the same way?" He nodded slowly, his gaze fixed on mine. "I've been in love with you too, Lena, but I've been afraid. Afraid that I'd ruin everything. Afraid that you wouldn't want to be with someone like me." The confession hung in the air between us, raw and vulnerable. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, a release that I hadn't even realized I needed. "Lucas, I don't know what's next. I don't know if we're supposed to figure it out right now, but I don't want to leave this moment without telling you how I feel. I don't want to keep pretending anymore." He smiled, the tension in his face easing. "I don't have all the answers either, Lena. But I do know that I don't want to let you go. Not after everything we've been through, not after everything we've shared." I felt a sense of peace settle over me, even as uncertainty lingered in the back of my mind. But that was okay. For the first time in so long, I was no longer afraid of what might happen. The love I had kept hidden for so long was now out in the open. It wasn't perfect, and it wasn't easy, but it was real. And that was enough for me. "Then let's take it one step at a time," I said, my voice steady. "I'm with you," Lucas replied, his hand gently brushing against mine. And just like that, everything felt right. The future was uncertain, but for the first time, we were facing it together.